come yet. Don't come yet. Wait till the doors are like open. They can run inside.
Why, the cameras will see me?
No. Shoot. The thing.
Jemiah.
Yes?
Who the fuck is that by my door?
What?
Who the fuck is that? Oh, who is that?
No one.
You play games with me?
Huh?
Not to me again, see what happens.
That's no one.
That's no one.
I don't see anybody.
It's gonna be no one that's gonna be whooping your butt with a belt. Alright? Keep playing with me. Act like I can't see your ass. Who is that? And why is he by my door?
Yes. Wait, don't come yet. Don't come yet. Wait till the doors are like open. They can run inside.
Why, the cameras?
Shalom, shalom. Call HALAL, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. That's giving all praise to the Most High, in the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. My name is Ibar from the Prophets in Babylon camp down here in Tampa, Florida. And I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us His truth and truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. What you just seen on the screen was a post from IUIC, California. Okay, and as you see, there's a little girl. Okay, well, really a young woman. Okay, she's obviously at that age where she's trying to sneak boys in the house. That who she's trying to sneak in the house was a boy. Okay, and she's probably, you know, in middle school or whatever, you know. But, you know, it's funny because IUIC posted this, and IUIC is known for calling men rapists and pedophiles for teaching the scriptures regarding to, you know, when your child, okay, turns 12 years old, your child is now an adult, okay, according to the law. Your child is now going to be held according to the law. That's why when YAHAWASHI turned 12, he was in the temple, you know, and then when his parents asked where he was, he said, don't you know that I must be about my father's business? Why? Because at that point, he became an adult. You see, you got these emotional men in Israel that slander men, not even realizing the truth of the matter, you know, or they get emotional. Okay, talking about, well, my daughter. Well, listen, your daughter, if she's not taught properly, and if you're not a true father over your daughter, she's going to end up getting pregnant by one of the little boys in her classroom, man. There's a reason why in the ancient times, and even, you know, still to this day over there in the Middle East, you know, they married daughters off young, okay, because once a daughter comes to the flower of her age, which means her cycle, she gets her period, you know, she can be easily misled, okay, or easily led to doing something that's going to destroy her body, okay. And once a young woman loses her virginity, whoever she loses her virginity to is her husband, okay. You got grown ass men over here and you know, teaching the IUIC and these, you know, splinter camps from IUIC like No Cap, and I used to be a part of those guys, and they was all, you know, they couldn't understand this. They couldn't understand how, you know, they'll get emotional about it. But the truth of the matter is, if your daughter is not, you know, given to a man of understanding, it's why you have something called 16 and pregnant, man. Okay, and his father, this is how he found out that his daughter, you know, this is how he found out about his daughter. You see, you have to watch with an impotent eye. Okay, so let's grab the scripture right here. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 23. Has thou children? Instruct them and bow down their neck from their youth. You know, you got to teach your children from their youth, man. Okay, and then at the same time, you know, us coming into this truth, we have to be taught, man. You have to be taught according to the ways of the Bible, not according to your own feelings or your own emotions, man. You know, at the end of the day, you have to train your children, you know, properly, man. You know, let them know what it is and what it ain't. They need to know about, you know, these scriptures, man. Verse 24, hast thou daughters? Do you have daughters? Okay. Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body. You see, so you can't let your daughters go out wearing anything. You can't let your daughters, you know, be hanging around anybody, because what? They're going to, you know, find themselves in situations, man. And before you know it, you gotta, you know, raise kids when your daughter got kids and don't know who the father is, man. Okay, this is going on. But you got guys saying that, oh yeah, you're not an adult until you're 18. That's what Esau taught you, man. That's not according to the Bible. That's not biblical. Once a child turns 12 years old, it is no more that is no longer a child. It's a young adult. Okay. It's a young adult. Once you hit puberty, you are a young adult, and then your body starts changing. You see, and what you think this little girl is going to sneak this little boy into the house to do? Huh? Play checkers? Play fucking, watch Barney or something, man? You know, you have to be realistic in this thing. And a lot of guys are not men. You know, the Lord says, show yourselves men. And a part of showing yourselves men is understanding, you know, order, you know, to understand how things work, to understand these scriptures. Okay, you can't be emotional, man. It says, hast thou daughters, have a care of their bodies, and show not thyself cheerful toward them. Marry thy daughter. What does it say? Marry thy daughter. And so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter. If you let your daughter wait till she's 18, however long, you know, now obviously you have to according to the system. We're not in our kingdom. But 9 times out of 10, if your daughter waits that long, she's going to have multiple sex partners by the time she's 18. Okay? You got, you know, these young girls. You know, first of all, a woman was created to have children. Okay? These women were not created to go to college and, you know, to be a fucking realtor. You were created to, you know, to be with a man, to bear children and take care of a household. So the moment they become women, you know, their body is telling them, okay, it's time to have a baby. It's time to have a baby. It's time to have a baby. Even if they're not physically trying to have a baby, they get hot. You know, you probably call them fast little girls. Well, those fast-ass little girls are really young women, you see, according to the scriptures. There was no 18 years old, you know, in the ancient time, man. It's not realistic. And, you know, I might get some slack for this video. You might have a bunch of emotional, you know, demons come on this video. But at the end of the day, the truth must be declared, man. You see, this is how you take care of households. OK, this is how you create households. OK, and not single parents and bastard children. OK, it says, verse 25, marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter. Give her to a man of understanding. You see, so if you have a daughter, you have to marry her off. And that's why you have something called, you know, Jake's emotional now, man. You have something called a dowry, where the father would pretty much marry the daughter off, and he would sell her to a man of understanding, a man of substance. And it was usually an older man, because a younger man is not going to have understanding or substance. You see, it says, hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a light woman. Okay. And you got men out here that, you know, are emotional, you know, and it's all about their feelings instead of just dealing with the truth, man. Dealing with the truth. Let's grab this. Look at this. This is I'll get right to the point. Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, chapter 42, verse 9. It says, the father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, and the care for her taketh away sleep. When she is young, lest she pass the flower of her age, meaning she's coming to her period, and being married, lest she should be hated. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, marriage is sex. Okay. So in the ancient time, once a young woman once a young girl would pass the flower of her age, she became a young woman, and the father would marry her off. Why? So she doesn't go out there and destroy herself. You see, by sleeping with some random man and she don't even know his fucking name, and he's gone and she's pregnant and nobody knows who the father is, or sleeping with more than one man and nobody knows who the father is. You see, a woman being a virgin is a very important thing in our custom, man. Okay, this is a very important thing, because when a woman was a virgin, that means that she was a young woman of marriageable age. But when she lost her virginity, she has already been married. Well, you have such adulterous, you know, this is such an adulterous generation, because why? You got women that have multiple sex partners, man. By the time they 12, 13, 14 years old, they having children, you know. They having sex, sneaking men inside the house. Ecclesiastes chapter 42, verse 9. And a lot of men who may have daughters or children, and they get emotional about this and they don't want to think about it. But this is the reality, man. And as a man, you have to deal with reality. Okay, men can't afford to be, emotional or, men can't afford to be emotional or, it says, the father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth. So the father is always watching. You got to watch over your daughters, man. The father waking up in the middle of the night to make sure nobody in his house, make sure the daughter's still in the room. You see, that's the role of a father if he has a daughter. It says, the care of her taketh away sleep. I had a man, break the scripture down to me all wrong. I have no understanding, man. And the same guy was emotional. Well, if I have a daughter, it's not about your fucking daughter. Stop getting emotional, man. Deal with reality. The care of for her taketh away sleep. When she is young, you see, when she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age. Okay, because, hey, if you have a daughter, you have to watch out for your daughters, man. Make sure that nobody, trying to touch or molest your daughters. Now, your sons too, but it's more likely, with your daughters. And it says, lest she pass the flower of her age. Because when she passed the flower of her age, she is an adult now. It's that time. Okay, and if and if on the couch, and these guys gonna be emotional. But if a young a woman, at maybe 12, 13, 14 years old was not a young woman, then why can't she have a baby at that age? Why can't she get pregnant and have a baby at that age? Okay, that's the Lord telling you. And when a young girl gets her period, that's the Lord telling her she has now become a young woman. Okay, and I remember the Good Times show when I believe her name is Ruby or whatever the little girl's name was. When she got her period, that was her mother. Her mother told her, "This is you becoming a young, because this means that you are now a young woman." Okay, you guys been in Babylon too long and you too emotional. It says, "When she is young, lest she pass the flower of her age, and being married, lest she be hated in her virginity, lest she should be defiled." And okay, Slakia, let me go back. It says, lest she be hated. Now, why would she be hated? And she gets pregnant and doesn't know who the father is. Now, her father has to take care of her. She in her father's house with, somebody else's baby. She's not going to get married. Because once a woman, that's why you had something called when a marriage did take place, the men would go into the woman and then he would have to go back down and show. The ceremony was he would go back down and he would show, the congregation the bloody sheets, proving that she was a virgin, meaning that she wasn't already married to anybody, you see. But if those sheets don't bleed, meaning that she has already had her hymen, or they say her cherry popped, okay, which means that, that she has been defiled. Okay, so it says, and being married, lest she should be hated in her virginity, lest she should be defiled and gotten with child in her father's house. And this is what this man was going through right here. You saw in this video. His daughter was almost about to get, with child inside her father's house, which is an embarrassment to the family. Okay, in her virginity, lest she should be defiled and gotten with child in her father's house, and having a husband, lest she should misbehave herself. So it's why women got married off young. And if you go to the Middle East, if you go back to Israel, to our land, they're still doing that over there, man. They're still doing that over there. Okay, and a man can have more than one wife. That's how every woman gets a husband. And not just sleeping around on OnlyFans and shit, man. It says, and when she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age. Oh, so like I already read that part. Lest she misbehave herself by what? Going out and being, sexual. It says, and when she is married, lest she should be barren. Okay. So at the end of the day, man, I'm gonna keep on reading. It says, keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter. And you see, that's why this man got this camera right here, man. And if you got a daughter, watch your daughters, man. You have to watch over your daughters. That's why I ain't trying to have no daughters, man. That's why it's an honor to have sons, really. Because if your daughter can go out there and have a child by a heathen or some fucking bum, some loser. But a son, you know, if you raise your sons right, then if they have children, those children are going to be raised according to the father, man. Now the scriptures also, we read earlier, it says, give not thyself to a light woman too now. So you can't, so you don't just have babies, you know, children with any type of woman, because you got light women out here, women of no understanding, you know, demons. It says, she keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter, lest she make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies. You see? Because what? Your daughter can go out there and get pregnant by one of your enemies, man. Because lest she make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies, and a byword in a city, and a reproach among the people, and make thee ashamed before the multitude. Because what that means is that you wasn't watching over your daughter. You know, if your daughter come back home and she's pregnant at 12 years old, 13, 14, that means that you wasn't watching over your daughter, man. You see, you wasn't raising her properly. It says, verse 12, behold not everybody's beauty, and sit not in the midst of women, for from garments come a moth, and from women wickedness. And these young girls, you know, yeah, man, they get hot down there, you know, and then, you know, they start, you know, talking to boys at school. They start liking boys, and then the young boys, you know, they reach that certain age too, where they, you know, trying to, you know, where they trying to, how you say it, they're trying to experiment, you know, and, you know, they're not thinking about marriage. Obviously, they're only like, you know, in middle school. So, you know, they don't understand that, you know, and once a woman or a young girl has had sex with multiple men, she is destroyed, man. That destroys a young girl. Okay? And you can't be emotional about this, man. This is a part of teaching the Bible. You scripture, the Lord say, eat the whole roll. You can't just push, peel the crust off. You can't just, you know, you got to eat all your veggies. You know, like Elder Pastor Hart said it in the last campus video, I believe. He said how, you know, when you was a kid, your parents told you couldn't go outside or play your game until you ate all your veggies. You couldn't leave that table until you ate all your veggies, man. Meaning what? You can't just eat the good, but you got to take the bad too. Or you can't just deal with the easy, you got to deal with the hard too. God's somebody only deal with the milk. You got to go into this meat too, man. That's a part of being a teacher of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, being an ambassador, a messenger of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. And the Lord said, what? Blessed are those that are not offended in me. Certain guys get offended at these topics and call men rapists that have never raped nobody, man. We just tell you how to raise your fucking kids, man, according to the scriptures. You see? It says, 1 Corinthians chapter 7. I'm going to go to verse 36. It says, but if any man think he behaveth himself uncomely toward his virgin, if she pass the flower of her age, there and need so require, let him do what he will, he sinneth not. Let them marry, and marriage is sex. So once a young girl passes the flower of her age, which means her period, she gets her period, you know, according to the ancient world, hey, that means she's ready. You see, it says, nevertheless, he that slandereth steadfast in his heart, nevertheless, he that standeth steadfast in his heart, having no necessity, but hath power over his own will, and hath so decreed in his heart that he will keep his virgin, doeth well. So, hey, you get a virgin, you know, and you take her virginity, you have to keep her, man. You see? So then he that giveth her in marriage doeth well, but he that giveth her not in marriage doeth better. For the wife is bound by the law as long as the husband liveth, but her husband be dead. If her husband be dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will, only in the Lord. Okay, so that's something else. But let's go here. This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 26, verse going to start at verse 8. It says, a drunken woman in a gatter abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. The whoredom of a woman is known in her haughty looks and eye legs. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly. You got to keep her in the house. You got to be watching her. You know, keep her on the difficulty. So you have to be strict, you know. It says, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. If this man have this camera here and just let his daughter go willy-nilly, you know, doing what she want to do, she's going to abuse herself, you know, destroy herself through overmuch liberty, freedom. You see, it says, watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against you. You got to watch over her, man. You got to be, you know, that's when you have a daughter. That's what happens, man. That's why they say the father she keepeth the father up at night, because he's making sure she ain't sneaking out or sneaking no man in the house. You see, she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every head she will sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. Because a young girl, they call themselves liking boys, you know, at a young age. But, you know, every week it's a different boy. You see what I'm saying? So if she end up destroying herself and opening herself up to those young boys or those, you know, young men, really, you know, eventually it's going to be more than one. And then she's going to, you know, she won't be in the bathroom, you know, and you know, hey, those of us that's not that old, you know, we remember that, man. We remember being in school and you hearing stories about girls getting trains ran on them in the bathroom. And if you're too old to know what that means when a woman is having sex with multiple men, you know, one in the front, one in the back. That's what was happening, and that's what was happening in school, man. You know, or you would see girls, you know, I was in your fucking class, you still a virgin, but she getting picked up by grown ass men. You see, it says the grace of the wife delighteth her husband, but in her discretion will fatten his bones. That's the point. So that's that's pretty much the point, man. Okay, I pretty much read it all. Let me see. Let's grab this. This is what the Lord wants for young women to do. It says, 1 Timothy, not to go to college. Well, you know, these girls go to college and they over there getting, you know, trains ran on. They over there being whores. They go to the military and they're over there being whores. They come back pregnant and shit, man. This is what actually happens. A woman is not meant to be out here, you know, doing her own thing. A woman, it was created to be given to a man, okay, and to take care of a household. When a man gets a woman, he has gotten a possession, okay. So if you don't want your daughter to be at the strip club at fucking 18 years old, on OnlyFans at 18 years old, hey, really, you have to, you know, watch over her, man. It says 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse, I'm going to go to verse 12, or let's go to verse 11. But the younger widows refuse, for when they have begun to wax wanton against Hamashiach, they will marry, meaning they're gonna have sex, man. You see, these women, you know, they're gonna be out here having sex. Okay, you might say, oh, not my daughter, but you don't know your daughter, man. Okay, your damn daughter probably getting popped in the school bathroom. It says, having damnation because they have cast off their first faith. And a lot of men that have that, you know, that's ignorant about that. You may have a daughter, and while you in the bed asleep, she over there in the room getting, you know, that's the reality, man. It's time to be men and deal with reality. It says, and withal they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house, you know, in every other man's bed. You give a young woman liberty, she's gonna be in every man's bed. It says, and not only idle, but tattlers, always gossiping and talking and shit. It says, also being busybodies. They be out there fighting. You see these young girls fighting in the middle of the street and shit. They be out there, you know, running around town, young as hell. You know, I used to work down in, you know, pretty much in the city, Ybor City, where all the clubs at. And you would have girls out there that was young, had no business out there. They be out there hanging out with their friends and shit. And sometimes they'll even still get inside the clubs, man. It says, speaking things which they ought not, you know. They will, if I will therefore that the younger women marry. Okay, you're supposed to be married. You're supposed to be given to a man. You know, I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give no occasion to speak to the give no occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully, for some are already turned aside after Satan. So he's saying you got young women out here that's turned aside after Satan, doing what they want to do out here, being, you know. That's why you got a show called 16 and Pregnant, man. If a woman was okay, so put it like this. Say a woman is 15 and she gets pregnant at 16 or whatever, or she has a child at 16, is that young woman still a girl? No, because now that young girl has woman responsibilities. Okay, but I just thought this was funny, man, because I just happened to go on Instagram, and this is on the IUIC page, man. You see, but when it comes to slandering and you know, going against men, you know, these guys can't see, man. And like I said, you can't be emotional, man. Okay, you can't be emotional. You have to deal with the truth, you know. So I pray this is edifying to the hopeful elect. I ain't gonna make it too long. You get the picture, you see. And you know, this is only for the elect, man. This truth at the end of the day, it's only for the elect. Everybody else is going to talk shit. They're not going to be able to understand. Okay, this is only for the elect. So with that being said, I'm gonna say Shalom, Kwame Sharala, Abba Ball. I'm gonna play this video again, so it'll solidify what this, you know, girl was about to do when this little boy got in her house and her father caught her. This shows you the scriptures is real. The scriptures is true, and all the scriptures I just brought out prove that. But these other camps that talk about the law, they'll never go into these things, man. You see? So you got to beware, you know. This truth is about reality, not fake, not bullshit. With that being said, I'm going to say Shalom, Kwame Sharala, Abad Babal.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes. Wait, don't come yet. Wait till the doors are, like, open. They can run inside.
So you can run inside.
No. Shoot.
Jemiah,
Yes?
who the fuck is that by my door?
What?
Who the fuck is that? Oh, who is that?
No one.
You play games with me?
Huh?
Not to me again, see what happens.
That's no one.
That's no.
I don't see anybody.
It's no one that's going to be.
She probably in the 6th, 7th grade, man.
All right? Keep playing on me. Act like I can't see your ass.
I was a whole little boy over there.
Who is that? And why is he by my door?
Oh, a young man.
Wait,
According
don't come yet.
to the scriptures.
Wait till the doors are, like, open.
Okay.
They can run inside.
Let me grab this. This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse verse 7. It says, likewise, you husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife,
Yes?
as unto the weaker vessel. The woman is the weaker vessel, as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. Okay, so you know, the woman is a weaker vessel, man. The woman is the weaker vessel, and the Lord, you know, is dealing with the men. You see, so it's the responsibility of the men to get the women in the proper order, man. Okay, and to do that, you gotta stop being emotional. You have to be realistic. You see. With that being said, I'm gonna say Shalom, Kwame Sharala, Abad Babal, and I pray this has been edifying to the whole full elect. Shalom.
Oh, no, you know, black